Good morning and welcome to Ellon Academy's virtual assembly for this first week back. Apologies that the assembly wasn't ready for Monday morning. All plans were in place and the assembly had been written, but because of the traffic problems coming round the Ellon community because of the roadworks, I was in late. I was caught out by the traffic snarl round about Ellon on Monday morning. So here we are today, and I thank you for your patience in waiting for the assembly. I would like to welcome everyone back to school, and I hope the October break has been restful and peaceful, and particularly our pupils and staff have had an opportunity to recharge batteries and take some well-needed downtime. Something that was quite significant, an event that happened over the October break, were the floods that devastated some parts of Ellon. This was a horrific scenario to go through, and it just reminds us of the power of the weather and the elements and the destruction that can cause. On Thursday, the 22nd of October, I was travelling with my husband into Aberdeen, and we were aware on the radio and through social media posts that the floods had significantly affected Ellon, considering all of the rainfall the night before. My husband showed me a picture of the Ellon golf course, and he's a keen golfer, and he was actually heading in to Aberdeen to play golf in Aberdeen, and couldn't believe the pictures that some of his friends were sending him about the Ellon golf course. And obviously, it wasn't just the golf course that was affected; it was other parts in and around our community of Ellon. Um, I myself was quick to notice all of the posts on Ellen Matters, and it struck me just how devastating this event was, this weather event, for some of our families and our community of Ellen, and just how much destruction and damage this weather can cause at this particular time of year. It was reminiscent to the floods in 2016, just before I came to Ellon Academy, and I knew that the school was used as a rescue centre, and in my mind I was prepared for that again if the waters didn't subside in time. So when you think about the year that we've had, if you think about from October last year to now, this time last year, we were 3 days before a significant inspection, a full inspection. Ellon Academy hadn't been inspected since 2009, so it was a very significant time in the life and the history of the school. Thankfully, we came out of that inspection pretty much unscathed, and the inspectors decided they didn't need to revisit us. But the difference between the inspection and where we are now is that we knew that inspection was a week long. We don't know how long we're going to be in this COVID-19 situation, and that's far more unsettling than a school inspection. But that took over our lives at that point in time, particularly for the staff. Some of us, since then, in our personal lives and our families, have experienced significant loss, and that is very much in our minds with our pupils and our staff, and what this past year has brought, and the heartbreak that it's brought to many of our families and people we know. Then, at the turn of the year, we were aware of this illness called COVID-19, and then by the end of March, we were all in lockdown because of this terrible, terrible illness. We've had to overcome so many restrictions, so many changes, almost on a daily, weekly basis. We've had to cope with what is coming next in terms of government guidance. And many people that I've spoken to really are struggling to cope with the restrictions on their day-to-day lives and the impact of those. We as a school have had to cope with many, many things during this time, and quite significantly, the impact of no exams that's had on many of our young people. And those young people who are now, were sixth year last year or fifth year and are now in university, they too are experiencing not only disruption to their school exams, but disruption to their first semester at university. We're now into a situation where we're going to be given which tier we are in, and it all becomes so confusing. And to top the lot, we in Ellon have experienced significant floods and flood damage, which is devastating for those families that have been affected. So something to look forward to? Well, we don't know what even Christmas is going to look like if current restrictions still apply, and if our Christmas celebrations for those that celebrate Christmas are going to be affected this year. So, who would have known when we all said Happy New Year on the 1st of January 2020 that this would have been the year that we were in for, with no particular end in sight, and it can be too much. So thinking back to the Ellon floods, um, I was so heartened and encouraged to see the huge amount of offers of support from this community, and how people rallied round and went out of their way to help their fellow citizens in the community. And that's absolutely a wonderful testament to the supportive and caring nature of this community of Ellon, and it makes us proud to be part of this community. And instead of, sometimes we notice that there's lots of posts on Ellon Matters about what is wrong with our community, but actually this was an example about what is right, and it's about people pulling together. And it made me think there was offers of sandbags, and sandbags are used to soak up the water, to prevent its flow, to prevent the destruction that it can cause into streets and homes and communities. And it made me think about, in these troubled times, where are our sandbags? Where do you find your sandbags that shield you from damage, that shield you from you being flooded with emotion and with things to cope with? And I suppose for our young people, your shields and your sandbags are your parents, your family, your close friends, your carers. Also, school staff are here for you to shield and protect you and do our very best for you. You have guidance teachers, we've got pupil support workers, we've got pupil support assistants. Any member of staff will go out of their way to help shield, support and shore up our young people in these troubled times. So, as we near the close of 2020, I think we've learned an awful lot this year. And I found this quote from Jennifer Weiner, who says that you learn a lot of things, but you also learn that they don't turn out the way that you've planned or the way that you think they should. And we've learned that things can go wrong and can't always be fixed or put back together the way they were before. How true is that now? We've learned that some broken things stay broken, but can I add my own thought on that? We've actually learned that some of the new ways we've adopted are actually more efficient. But more importantly, we've learned that you can get through bad times and keep looking for better ones as long as you have people who love you around you. But going back to that, the flooding in Ellon, people that actually care and go out of their way to help. And that's the key of getting through any hard times that we experience in our lives. And I know that as a community, as a school, we'll come out of all of this much stronger if we come out of it and work together to help each other. Thank you for listening.